Hi there, it's Micha. Thanks for tuning in again. Last week was the first week of December, and traditionally December, January and February are the winter months. So I take the opportunity and declare that starting with this week, week 27, we will go into the winter season, aka the third season of my series. And with the winter season coming in, I take the opportunity of changing the format of the show a little bit. What that means, you will find out in a few seconds. But until then, let me say, as usual, thank you for watching. So, new format, what does that mean? What I've decided to do is to basically film not every day, but just whenever I have the opportunity to do so, which currently or in this week will mean this Sunday. So it is the second Advent. Happy second Advent. And I'm standing here getting quite cold. As you know, it is like 2 degrees right now, so the winter really is hitting hard, and that is just the beginning. The winter is supposed to get even colder. So what did I do this week? Last Sunday I was hitting the Christmas market with my sister, and it was a little bit of a letdown because even though it was the first of Advent, only a few sellers were selling stuff. Me personally, I was looking forward to get a Baumstriezel, which is basically a little bit of dough put around a wooden roll and then put into the oven, rolled in sugar and a little bit of cinnamon, and then you had like a round cylinder-like thing with a big hole in the middle, so like a large donut but very thin. And that is just delicious, but I couldn't get it because the person who sold that was just not opened on that day. And again, it was the first Advent, so it was weird. And that was already one of the highlights that week, because the last 2 weeks, to be honest, I didn't do much. So since I came back from Dublin, I was a little bit in a funk because I don't know if I've talked about that before, but before the pandemic hit, I was pretty much already deep in a work depression. So I was that close to throwing my towel in and say, okay, I quit my job. Then the pandemic hit, and that only put things under a magnifying glass, which doesn't even help me much. Then, of course, the isolation on top of that didn't make things easier, and then I had some personal setbacks, which basically landed me in therapy. I decided then to just get help and sort through things, because my approach to therapy all my life was basically saying, I don't need it, because I am thinking about life enough and I know myself pretty well, so why should I need any therapy? Well, it turned out that just knowing yourself is not enough, because I knew basically what is wrong with me and where I should change things. I just didn't know how. So the how was the thing that I needed help with. So that I got some time ago, and since then I'm feeling better, and I'm a little bit more relaxed when it comes to work, because I know that if push comes to shove, I can just say I'm leaving. If it is not sustainable for me to function under the circumstances that are provided there, then I will just leave. And the thing is not that I hate my job, it's just that my job was never the best fit for me to begin with. I would say in the company I work, it is the best position I can have, or one of the best positions, I guess. But it never was the thing that I really wanted to do with my life. So that all came out during the pandemic, so I realized that I need to go back to my passion that I have neglected for the last 20 years almost. Because when I grew up, I always wanted to do stuff with film. My dream job was being a director, so I was hoping to reach that at a point, but at least work in movies, like editing and stuff like that, doing camera work, cinematography, stuff like that. So I've neglected that for the longest time, and when the pandemic hit, I finally said, let at least start up my channel that I'm planning for so long. And I was doing my movie reviews there, and doing a lot of stuff with editing and with filming, with green screen, and then with this series even going outside and filming stuff and setting up camera, having some nice angles here and there. Not right now, as you see, because I'm lazy and I just had one camera angle and that's it. But you get the point. So I really got back into that, and I was hoping to bring some videos into my work, because we are creating learning material, but usually it is just PowerPoint presentations, e-learnings and stuff like that. We don't really do that much videos, which is a pity, and it's mostly due to technical restrictions. So I was pushing hard for us to really do that more in the future, and luckily enough my manager was supporting me quite well in that hard time. So she was also very keen on bringing in more video work and stuff like that. And she also followed me step by step on my journey with therapy. So I shared a lot with her. She knows what's going on with me. She was very accommodating and she was very understanding. But you might now wonder, why am I telling you all that stuff? And the main reason is that over the last 2 weeks, when I got into that funk, I was really celebrating the fact that my manager is still with me, because her manager was just changing teams. And I was just thinking, thank God I have someone who is supporting me, who is making my life easier. So that helped me coming out a little bit out of that funk. But on Thursday, she told us all that she will also change teams. She will switch into another team. So that really caught me by surprise, even though I was thinking about that a lot before, thinking, thank God that she's there and hopefully she will not leave that soon, and exactly that happened then. So that, and then the same day, of course, on a quick side note, the German team also dropping out of the championship was also not helping. So that all basically resulted in me not following through with my Weight Watchers regimen as I should do. You know, so there was a little bit of depression eating here and there, and it resulted in me actually gaining a little bit weight again this week. It was half a kilo, which is not that much. I would have even expected it to be more, because I really lost it someplace in between. But today on Sunday, after I have stepped on the scales again, I decided to be more stern with it again, to really stick to it, and let's see how that works. Because I think the new concept is a good idea, because it is quite cold and it's getting dark so soon, and it doesn't make sense to film this every day and have a video clip for each and every single day. But also it really opened the doors, of course, for me to getting lazy, and I didn't get out to walk every day. Honestly, that week, because of everything I just told you, I was just out like one day. So my walking average is really declining. From 4 weeks ago, I was at 6,000 steps at average. Then it was 4,500, it was 3,000. Last week was just 1,500, and I need to make sure that this is not getting lower, because I really need to stick with the program. Funny thing though, as a side note, is that my body mass index got down a little bit and my muscle mass grew a little bit last week, even though I was not out that much. So maybe the production of muscle is working with a little bit of a delayed effect. I have no idea if that is true or not, or if just the values of the scales were off a little bit. But it's still nice that it wasn't as bad as I thought this week. Next week it should be better though. I really need to make sure though that I'm not getting bogged down by the fact that it is getting so cold, you know, because it is really freezing. I'm standing here not only with my jacket is closed, underneath I have a pullover, and still it is freaking cold. So I need to really get over myself and get out on a regular basis again, and I plan to do that. Today's the first day I actually went out again. I'm standing here to record this video because it is easier than just do it walking around, as you know from previous videos. But that's basically it. The only other steps I was able to get in was yesterday when I met up with my sister and my mother, because as you might know, every 2 weeks we invite her to get to a restaurant and have some nice time together, spending there to eat together. And yesterday we were at an Indian restaurant that was actually very delicious, so the food was great. I can just say that that was one of the better places that I've visited recently. So that was a nice change of pace, and that was basically the only thing that even got me some steps in the last week. So as I said, I will try to change that. That is the plan. As you can see, this video already got a little bit longer than I was planning to do, because in the beginning I said, when I was planning that change of format, that I don't want to have a video that is 15 minutes long each week. So let's see how long this one will be when I edit it. But I guess it will come down at around the same length. But I would say the future videos for the winter season might get a little bit shorter. But I mean, the first one is allowed to be a little bit longer, I hope. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you switch in next week again. And till then, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope I have a fantastic week. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. So, see you then.